Welcome to OnCore Live and to our final webisode of 2021. We are really happy that you could be here with us today. I'm your host, Robin Bell, and we've got some great interviews coming up that will inform and inspire you in the coming year. Let's meet Chuck Keeley, Board President of the Gasket Fabricators Association, or GFA. Now, GFA is a trade association comprised of companies that provide custom fabricated components and materials for use in industrial, electronic, medical, and other applications worldwide. With that, let me say welcome to OnCore Live, Chuck. Glad that you're here with us today.
Well, I appreciate you guys letting me join today and talk to everybody.
And we're looking forward to this interview. So, first question, why don't we start with you telling us a little bit about yourself and your role with the GFA?
Well, a very little bit. I went to school at NC State, a little shout out for my Wolfpack from way back when. And then in 1985, I started working with a manufacturing group down in Charlotte, North Carolina. And then in 1990 or 91, it's hard to remember, as you can tell by my white hair, it's been a little while. I started working with CGR Products at that time. And then I've done a lot of different things for the company. I've been a plant manager. I went live on the computer, a number of different things. I'm now currently the president of CGR Products and have been there for a little while. So most people would say I don't do a whole lot, but I'd like to think I support some people sometimes. And currently I'm the head of the board for the Gasket Fabricators Association. So that's a little bit about me.
Well, it sounds like you've worn a lot of hats, and that helps you to have better understanding of the whole organization as a whole. So let's talk specifically about GFA. Tell us more about the organization and the value of a GFA membership for our audience.
The Gasket Fabricators Association is a group of converters and fabricators along with raw material suppliers. And this group collectively provides finished engineered parts to original equipment manufacturers, people that make automobiles or lights or generators or lawnmowers, all these kinds of very diverse customer group that we have. The organization got started about 43 years ago. It was a group of converters that decided that they wanted to discuss and have a forum to work through different kinds of issues that the industry works through. I personally went to my first meeting in 1992 back at Callaway Gardens a long, long time ago. And the leadership group at CGR Products thought that it was a great way for me to get to meet a lot of people in the industry very quickly and to also learn about the industry. So ironically, in my onboarding packets and my knowledge gaining information that CGR provided me was the Gasket Fabricators Association Technical Handbook. And that was produced a very long time ago, and I actually still have my copy. We don't do that anymore, but that was something I used. And I think that talks about the value that the organization brings. We have 2 meetings a year, and we have a meeting coming up here shortly, as a matter of fact, our Expo.
Yeah, so let's talk about that, your upcoming show, the Gasket and Converting Expo. It's scheduled in Orlando for next April, and it's an in-person event. So what can you tell us about the Gasket and Converting Expo?
Well, it is our signature event, and as you said, it's going to be down in Florida. It's going to be at the Rosen Shingle Creek, and I think it's April 27th through the 29th, so it's 3 days. We're expecting 500 to 600 participants at the show, and there'll be, I guess, 150 plus companies represented and probably 80 to 100 different exhibitors at the show. It's a forum where we actually have a trade show, but there's a lot more to it. We have a lot of things that we bring as far as roundtable discussions, breakout sessions, to talk about all the different issues and things that we have to deal with collectively as an industry. Some of those things now, which we're all dealing with, I'm sure, is hiring and retaining people. That's a hot button for many people in many industries, and we're no different. We're also dealing with raw materials and trying to get them. The supply chain has been pressed beyond belief. I'm sure everybody sees that in the news, but we're experiencing it firsthand. And then we also have the inflationary things that are going on, which is making for an administrative nightmare, I would say, for a lot of people having to work through all these things. I also want to mention that we have some other groups that participate and help us with this show. One of them is the Fluid Sealing Association. They're more involved with fluid control and air sealing. So it's more what I call maintenance and repair type of accounts. And that group helps sponsor the show as well. Also, the International Association of Die Cutting and Die Making. These are the people that supply the tools and the apparatuses that the converters need to make the finished parts, whether it's a gasket for a lawnmower or a light fixture or whatever that might be. The International Sealing Distribution Association is another participant, and they basically deal with items that, from a distribution standpoint, they do not do as much converting, if any, but they do a lot of distribution into the fluid sealing type of arena. So that's a little bit about our expo. I think it's a wonderful opportunity for people to connect and swap ideas. As I've talked about, there's a lot of hot buttons going on right now, so it should be a very exciting show.
A good networking event, I'm thinking. Why don't we circle back to the GFA membership benefits? Can you tell us about the GFA Resource Center?
The Resource Center is our online knowledge center, for lack of a better way to put it. We have a lot of things reside there, technical articles from a long, long time. There's been a lot of things, and you can go onto the website and you can search for different topics that you're looking for. That's one thing. We also have webinars that have been recorded in the past. They are presented by different members, whether they're suppliers or converters, and you can look back at those webinars as well. And also we have live webinars. So that's a piece. Another thing is we have keynote speakers at all of our different meetings, and those keynote speakers cover tons of different topics. Some can be motivational. Some of the most interesting ones are the economic speakers that we have to talk about the current economy and what we're forecasting or they're forecasting for the future. And those are also all reside on the website. Some of that is public information, but most of it you sign on as a member of the organization. You'll sign into the website, and anybody can reach out and use that data and knowledge base.
Mm. So yeah, pretty robust opportunity, the Resource Center. What are some of the other benefits of a GFA membership?
Well, I'll name a couple things, but one thing that we have is called the tech team. And if you are working on a new application or something that you're not familiar with, as I mentioned earlier, it is a wide, diverse group of customers that we can sell to. So their applications can be very different. And how to work through those can be challenging. So if you've got a product development group or an engineering group, and they run into something that they don't quite know how to tackle, this tech team, you can reach out to them, send an email, and in very short time, they will get back to you on ideas for how to run products, the different specifications or materials. It's just a wide range of different technical information that they can bring to the table. I know with our product development group that they'll reach out when we have a new application that we haven't dealt with in the past, that something's confusing, and they've been a big help for us. Another thing that I'll add, which is near and dear to my heart, is the disaster recovery plan. Back in 2001, our main facility burned to the ground in Greensboro, North Carolina. And at that time, we did not have this with the GFA, but certainly that was a motivator to get it. But at that time, when our facility burned down, there were numerous converters and fabricators that I have met through the GFA that reached out and literally ran parts for us at their facilities. They ran it at night. They had our operators in their facilities. It was I don't know if we'd have gotten past what we had to deal with. After that, we decided at the GFA to put together a disaster recovery plan so that you can submit the different capabilities that your company has. It's all confidential, but if somebody else was to have some kind of disaster like we did, even minor or major, then they can reach out and find out and discover fellow converters that can help them with their specific applications. I know for us it was a huge deal. Another thing that it helps with is all of us are having to fill out surveys from our customers. What are you going to do if you have a disaster? How are you going to deal with it? And this recovery program gives you a nice, robust way to check the box and outline exactly what you could do. So in a real-time environment, you don't have disasters every day, obviously, but when you have a plan, it makes your customers feel secure and safe and allows you to check the box. So I think with all that, the GFA, you know, the value is getting to know all the people that you know in the industry very quickly and swapping ideas. When you're dealing with challenges that affect all of us, as I've already alluded to, being able to get in person in this event and have the different opportunities is a wonderful way, and in a way that the GFA has brought a lot of value to me over a very long time, as you can tell by my hair. So that would be my comments.
There you go again, talking about your hair. Well, a GFA is a very strong support system for your members. Chuck, this was really great. Thank you so much. Now, to learn more about the GFA, visit gasketfab.com. We've also placed the URL on your screen so that you can get more information about the Gasket and Converting Expo. Thanks for joining us. From all of us here at OnCore Live, we want to wish you and your families all the joys of the holiday season and a very happy new year.